Straight ahead on CCX News, an unexpected surprise. A Park Center student writes to lawmakers, see who wrote back. Plus, a different kind of language exercise, how a Robbinsdale parent keeps track of conversation with her young child. But first, Brooklyn Park dives into the next steps for a possible pool facility. CCX News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. Building a public swimming pool in Brooklyn Park has been a topic of discussion for years.
This summer, residents will be surveyed about what kind of aquatic facility they would prefer, along with what they would be willing to pay for it.
Last night we got, here's what the ideas are, and here's the price tag. We've always been kind of like, hey, these are great ideas. How much? How much? And now we start to have some price tags to go with it.
The City Council heard 4 concepts for improvements to the Community Activity Center. The options include different combinations of pools, a splash pad, or a competitive pool that could be built next door. Another option includes a standalone aquatic center at a different location. Mayor Jeff Lundy says the options range in cost from $18 million to $43 million, and residents may vote on it in November.
But having that engagement and the survey is going to give some good information. That way we right-size the ballot. Because if people are like, this is too much, that's too much, here's where I'm willing to invest, here's what I'd be willing to pay. Because again, everybody's going to pay. That's what will get put in front of them. I think in the past we kind of said, here it is. We didn't do that engagement, we didn't do those surveys. I think things have changed.
A November ballot could include 2 questions, one for the aquatic facility and another for park renovation. A Park Center student is smiling widely after receiving an unexpected surprise.
And as reporter Sonia Goen shows us, it all started with a directive from his mom.
At first, I was just speechless.
Christian Hawk is on cloud 9 after receiving a letter from a powerful politician.
I only received it yesterday.
Christian became pen pals with a lawmaker after he took part in the national school walkout to end gun violence. In order for Christian to ditch school that day, his mom required him to do something worthy with his time.
Yeah, that was my mom's rule.
So he decided to write letters to national and local lawmakers.
Dear Joe Biden, my name is Christian Hawk. I am a 9th grader at Park Center Senior High in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota.
He asked the former vice president to implement stricter gun control policies.
I would like it if you would use your political ties to push to improve background checks on gun buyers and yearly checks on gun owners.
The determined 9th grader didn't really expect to get a reply back, but he did.
He sent me this fancy letter, like with a gold capital on it.
Biden wrote a handwritten letter to Christian.
He's with me on this fight, and how he talked to thousands of people in Washington like me who are really fighting for the chance to stop gun violence. At the back he said, I'm proud of you.
The letter is now in a frame. Christian hopes to one day meet Biden. The prominent politician responded by saying, maybe one day.
I believe in the cause.
The Park Center student isn't done with his quest to end gun violence.
We have to fight it. We have to make it a better system.
In fact, Christian is just getting started.
Keep researching, keep fighting, participate in more walkouts if we have them, participate in all protests fighting gun violence.
In Brooklyn Park, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
Christian suspects Biden wrote back quickly because he sent the letter directly to his home address and not his office.
Plans for a destination outdoor concert in Maple Grove have been put on the back burner. City officials wanted to stage an event at Central Park this September, but are pushing things back until the fall now of 2019. Central Park has been very popular since opening in 2015. The park's play area, ice skating loop, and open spaces are a huge draw. Maple Grove officials believe a concert is just another way to showcase Central Park, but they are okay with the delay because prime dates were tough to find for the fall.
We really would like to focus on a Saturday event. At this time, Central Park was very booked on Saturday, so there was not a lot of availability. So we really want to have a successful first-time event. This will allow us more time to do a nice marketing campaign to solidify some of our community partners, and also to really get a nice headliner band with a little more lead time.
Park personnel will put a concert proposal together in the next couple of months to present to the City Council.
Well, Maple Grove, meanwhile, is getting something different for its restaurant scene, a new independently owned restaurant. The City Council this week approved a liquor license for Brick and Bourbon, which is taking over the former Don Pablo space on Elm Creek Boulevard. Brick and Bourbon pairs food with a craft cocktail bar concept. It opened its first location over the winter in Stillwater. The Maple Grove location is slated to open in early June. In Crystal, a visible change along a busy stretch of Bass Lake Road across from Becker Park. Light poles are being torn down Tuesday as part of a $650,000 makeover of the area. The construction will impact traffic, especially at peak times, as westbound Bass Lake Road is down to one lane for a half mile between West Broadway and east of County Road 81. Improvements include new sidewalks, LED lighting upgrades, and replacing some of the streetscape with on-street parallel parking. The goal is to recreate a Main Street feel for the area. Research has shown that it's important for parents to talk to their children, no matter how young.
And there's a device that lets parents track how much they talk to their kids. Shannon Slatton explains how one early childhood education class is using it.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Circle time in an early childhood and family education class is good for both the parent and the child.
Stomp your feet.
There are songs for the children and information for the parents.
This class was designed so that we could give parents of young children both let them know the importance and easy ways to incorporate more language. And the most important thing is not just language, but conversation.
This class just completed a special project that gave parents precise feedback on just how much conversation counts.
Once a week in our class, which we ran for 6 weeks, children wore a vest with a recorder in it, and it would record an entire day's worth of language in that child's environment. And then when we would plug it into the computer, it would start counting.
Think of it like strapping on a Fitbit, but this one is tracking words.
Every week the parents could look at reports and see how they did the previous week and kind of brainstorm about ways they might be able to incorporate more language.
It's fun to do. It's fun to see what your results are.
Robbinsdale parent Sally Haugen says she wasn't surprised to hear she talks a lot with 14-month-old Theo, even if he's not quite old enough to hold up his end of the conversation.
I felt like at first it was like Big Brother or something, but it's just a computer tabulating words.
The language pedometer doesn't track the content of your words, just that you say them. Back in class, Sally learned new ways to be conversational and how to incorporate subjects like math into the conversation.
It's just good to know you're on the right path, on the right track. So, yeah, it was neat.
Experts say talking with your child, even at this young age, helps set them up for academic success down the road.
When a child says something and a parent responds, or a parent says something and a child responds, that's really where the magic of language learning happens.
In New Hope, Shannon Slatton, CCX News.
Still ahead, our school spotlight takes us to a Plymouth elementary school that is teaching some valuable lessons on stage.
Plus, Maple Grove takes on unbeaten Rogers in a good softball battle later in sports.
But first, rain showers linger. We could see 1 to 2 inches of rain by Thursday.
When you think about theater productions in elementary school, traditional plays like Peter Pan or Cinderella might come to mind.
But the Wayzata School District Sunset Hill opted to go a different route this year, thanks to some outside help. As Delane Cleveland explains in today's School Spotlight, it's just one of the many ways that the school teaches kids life lessons that won't be found on any test.
I need everybody silent and eyes on me because I'm going to give you instructions.
The school year may be winding down, but there's still an important task to accomplish.
Group 3, stand up for a second.
These 5th graders at Sunset Hill Elementary in Plymouth are practicing for the spring play. Only this year,
Hey, what's this?
the production is a little different.
And they were working on making a bucket of peace, and they each created their own idea about what they thought peace looked like.
Lori Finn is a 5th grade teacher, but she's been working alongside a professional from the Stages Theater Company in Hopkins for the past week as part of a program called Perspectives on Peace.
So every single one of our 4 5th grade classrooms is actually creating their own improvised, impromptu pieces. They're not scripted ahead of time. The kids are coming up with the ideas and scripts as we go.
Ready?
And each class
Hey Willie, why are those kids so mean and these kids are so nice?
has its own take of of what peace looks like or means to them.
The kids have just been amazing with their ability to put together ideas and come up with ways to dramatize it.
Another component of the program is that, unlike traditional plays, all of the students get to participate. An important fact, considering that some of the kids have never seen live theater.
So them being able to be part of something within their school day without families having to put money forth out of pocket. Our PTSA has been wonderful and has helped fund this.
That's not the only thing wonderful about Sunset Hill, according to Principal Ross Williams.
The diversity is really a piece of it that makes us who we are.
Roughly 675 students in grades K through 5 attend Sunset Hill. 62% are white, and the rest consists of Asian, African American, and Hispanic. Williams says a total of 21 different languages are spoken among the families here.
What makes us unique is that diversity, is the differences that we bring to the table and different perspectives.
Yet while Sunset Hill may be unique, you'll find that just like any school, students have disagreements with one another. But the difference here is that they teach kids how to resolve their conflicts.
I mean, if you're going to get to the bottom of an issue, you have to have two people sitting across the table and maybe an adult facilitating that conversation.
It's a concept known as restorative practice. At least one student we talked to said she liked the process.
Most of our conflicts started where people wouldn't understand one another, and when we talked about it, it really helped because then we could know the other person's feelings and what they're thinking.
Conflict resolution is one skill that won't end up on any exam, and Williams considers that a source of pride.
I think sometimes we really do forget that school is not just about adding and subtracting, social studies or a science class. It really is about how we relate to and work with differing perspectives and people, how we collaborate to solve problems.
In Plymouth, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
And this is the first year that the school partnered with Stages Theater Company. The hope is to continue the program next year. Still ahead, a feel-good honor for a family-owned company in Crystal.
But first, Osseo-Park Center looks to continue its strong start in girls lacrosse. John Jacobson with their highlights and more next.
I'm John Jacobson with sports. The Osseo-Park Center girls lacrosse team has some new faces in the lineup this spring, but they are playing well. The Crocs look to improve on their 4-1 mark when they played at Totino-Grace. OPC goes up early. Rachel Manning finds Gabrielle Holton cutting to the net for the second of her 2 early goals, and it's 2-0 Crocs. After Grace gets one back, Laura Denchfield nets 3 in a row for Osseo-Park Center. They grab a 5-1 lead. But Grace settles down and gets back in it. Anna Lindstrom to Mackenzie Gallivan for the goal. The Eagles are within 5-3. Osseo-Park Center takes on 2 late in the first half. Manning turns the corner and tucks it low. Crocs leading 7-3. Former Armstrong coach Bill Moyer now the coach at Grace. Second half, the fast break here pays off. Holton to a wide open Riley Haug for the goal. That makes it 9-4. And they pull away from there. Manning with another assist, setting up Mariah Boone for the goal. Holton tacks on 2 more as well. She scores 5 times, and Denchfield adds 4 goals. Osseo-Park Center wins 14-4. They're playing well this spring.
Some of our young players are doing really great work right now. Like Mariah Boone, she's scored a lot of goals over the last few games, and there's been quite a few other girls doing really well. So overall I'm very happy about what our team's doing.
It was announced last week that Rogers High School will join the Northwest Suburban Conference beginning in the fall of 2019. The Royal softball team came to Maple Grove Monday to visit a future conference opponent. The Crimson coming into this one with a 10-3 record. Rogers gets on the board in the first inning. Krista Felber hitting one hard to short. Crimson take the out. Allie Roberts scores 1-0 Royals after 1. Rogers making the plays in the field early. Riley Roden with a sliding catch in right center field, taking a hit away from Ava Duick. To the 4th inning, Rogers adds another run. Grace Mammon flares one just over first base. It drops in for a hit. Abby Brewer scores, and the Royals lead 2-0. Still in the 4th, Rogers adds another run on a pass ball. Roden scores from third base. It's 3-0 Rogers through 4 innings. Maple Grove has a chance to score here. Sophie Culhane rips a drive off the shortstop's glove, but the left fielder makes the throw in, and Emma Rooks puts the tag on Jenna Grunig for the out, and it stays 3-0. Grove does get a run in the 6th inning. Duick heads to second base on the attempted steal and makes it, and on the back end of the play, Marie Palinch comes home from third. It's 3-1, but that's the final. Rogers is now 9-0 on the season. With all of the April weather postponements, baseball and softball teams in the IMAC conference have taken to playing doubleheaders to get all their games in. Providence baseball won 3 twin bills last week, and they hosted the Blake Bears Monday in another doubleheader. Top of the 2nd inning, Blake starts the scoring. James Killalea drives it to the fence in left center and plates 2 runs. Killalea triples. He also had a 2-run homer in the game. 3rd inning, Blake's Matt Olive with a solo home run, this one deep to left, and the Bears are up 3-0. Top of the 4th inning, the Bears will get 3 more runs. Olive comes through with an RBI single to make it 6-1 Blake. 5th inning, Landon Peterson with a 2-out hit that scores Lucas Foster for another run. Bears are up 7-2. Bottom of the 5th inning, Providence's David Kramer with a line drive over the center fielder's head, and this one will bring around Tommy Wayman and Max Anderson with runs. It's 7-4, but that's as close as the Lions get. They did come back to win the 2nd game 5-4 and split the doubleheader with the Bears. Live girls and boys lacrosse tonight, Tuesday on CCX on our website as Wayzata hosts Minnetonka. You can go to ccxmedia.org and click on the sports tab to watch those games. That's all for sports. Alex and Mike, back to you.
All right, John, thank you. Up next, a Crystal company that takes a backseat to no one.
We'll be right back.
Well, finally, a Crystal company has a chance this week to relax, maybe take a seat and let all their accomplishments sink in.
And that's right. Randy's Booth Company was recently named Minnesota 2018 Family-Owned Business of the Year by the U.S. Small Business Administration. The company designs and manufactures custom furnishings for the hospitality and restaurant industry. The owner, Bert Kissendorf, left the banking industry in the mid-2000s to take over the company that was started by his father, Randy. The company and its 28 employees will be honored on Friday at the Doubletree Hotel in St. Louis Park. And the most recent project, you can take a seat coming up in Maple Grove at the new Crave restaurant. They have done the booths for Crave.
That's a great success story.
Yes, good to see. And actually, you've probably sat on one of Randy's booths anywhere. Yeah, they're all over the metro area. That does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
And we'll see you back here again tomorrow starting at 4.